Scarlet Everose here. Welcome to a special Halloween edition. Tonight we're taking a detour from anime and diving into one of my favorite horror icons, Billy Loomis from Wes Craven's Scream 1996. Charming, dangerous, and manipulative, Billy represents the darker side of obsession and how love can twist into something terrifying. Let's explore what makes him such a red flag and why audience still can't look away. Before we jump into this slasher classic, thank you all for all the love on my Dante versus Virgil's episode. Yes, so before we actually dive in, you guys, I want to say thank you so much for giving that episode so much love. And I also want to clarify as well that thank you all for also reaching out to me and telling me about the whole auto dub thing. I took it off completely because it really didn't work on my video, so I just turned it off. But I really want to say thank you for that, and thank you for not being afraid to reach out to me, not just about the episode but of what's going on. I really appreciate that. So since Halloween is literally next week, I decided to why not make a Halloween edition of one of my favorite horror movies, which I am a big horror fan. And I've always been obsessed with Scream, Ghostface. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this detour and why not do it. So, and I might, if you guys please let me know in the comments, I might make a playlist and we'll also do like pop culture type talk, so, like movies and what. So maybe I could make a horror playlist as well. If you guys want, please let me know down in the comments. And also, if you guys also want to follow me, I have Instagram, Spotify, and TikTok all down in the description below. And I also wanted to celebrate Halloween by blending horror and psychology, because Red Flags and Roses isn't just about anime. It's about every story that exposes human darkness. So like I said, if you guys wanna me to make a horror playlist, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll definitely do it. I just wanted to take a little bit of a pulling back from anime for just one episode and just doing a Halloween edition of it, even though I know Halloween is literally this upcoming weekday, but it's literally next week. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna change things up a bit. All right, let's dive into this. I'm really excited. Segment 1, The Boy Behind the Mask. Billy Loomis, played by Skeet Ulrich, isn't your typical horror villain. He's calm, collected, and calculated. At first, he plays the perfect boyfriend, comforting Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, through grief. So basically, to give you a quick bit of context, Scream is basically about these murders that goes around in high school, and basically they killed off one of the most iconic intros to any horror franchise ever. This girl played by Drew Barrymore. Her character was Casey Beckham, and basically she broke off with one of Billy's so-called sidekicks / friend, Stu Macher, and basically it's about who's actually the killer, with spoilers. If you guys don't want to get spoiled, I would recommend just click off the video. Basically, Stu and Billy are revealed towards the end of the movie that it was them all along, and it's kind of like a guessing game. You kind of had to guess which killer was who, because everybody's a suspect in the movie. Even the main character is a suspect to the movie. So basically, Billy's motive is basically getting rid of Sidney, because Sidney's mother, which I don't think it was ever named who she was. Oh no, wait, she was. I just can't remember her name. I'll put it up on the screen to say who Sidney Mother's was. Anyway, Billy's father had an affair with Sidney's mother. Basically Billy's mother found that out and basically, left the family and abandoned him. And basically he's considered a killer with mommy issues, because he's such a mama's boy from what it sounds like. And basically when she abandoned him, he just went complete psycho with it and wanted to take revenge on Sidney for what her basically Sidney's mother did to his family. Let's see. Billy's partner in crime, Stu Macher, played by Matthew Lillard, amplifies the chaos, showing how toxic dynamics can escalate. So basically these two are complete psychotic guys who basically Stu Macher did it for fun. Billy just did it for what Sidney's mother did to his family, basically. And what's funny is that basically in the movie, Sidney asks Stu what he's gonna be, answering to the police, basically. And he goes, peer pressure, it's hilarious, I'm far too sensitive, and basically, yeah. You can tell Stu was influenced by Billy, because basically there's a theory going around in the Scream community where basically this was all planned out by Billy and Billy's father, basically. A lot of people ask why Billy didn't really kill his father if he was the one having the affair with Sidney's mom. And a lot of people say is that, they're kind of good pals and they're kind of basically blaming it on the woman for it instead of blaming the man. Come on, it was the 90s. I wasn't even born in the 90s, but yeah, you can tell it was that. Segment 2, red flags and the power of manipulation. Billy's manipulation is psychological before it's physical. He uses guilt to weaken Sidney's boundaries, basically like what I just said in the first segment. Basically, he's trying to have, what with her and kind of just telling her, I'm not trying to pressure you, which basically is. And quote unquote too, I forgot to mention this too. When Sidney did not give him what he wanted, he went and cheated on her with another girl that basically, we don't know who the girl is, but basically we found out that Billy got this girl pregnant, and basically he has a daughter that he never got to see, because he basically dead, but basically, I think her name is Samantha. And she's like Billy Loomis's daughter, basically. Who he tries, and I'm thinking I need to watch the Scream movies. I think it was either 5 or 6 that he tries to convince Sam to continue the ritual of the ghost phase, basically. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so when Sidney did not give him what he wanted, he went and cheated on her with another girl behind her back and got a girl pregnant. That little girl became his daughter, basically. Let's see. And when his mask slips, he weaponizes emotion to keep her off balance. So basically, he kind of starts blaming Sidney once Sidney kind of thinks he's the killer, which basically he is towards the end. Spoilers ahead. But he uses this other guy named, I think, Colin or something like that. Basically, he frames this one murder that has nothing to do with Sidney's mother's case, blaming it on him and making himself look like the good guy and trying to make Sidney feel bad for thinking he was the killer, basically. And let's see. He uses charm to rebuild trust after every doubt. And wait, hold on. Billy Loomis shows how abusers in horror and in real life often hide romance behind vulnerability. Which, by the way, you guys, even though I'm dressing up like him for Halloween, he's a really interesting character. But I'm gonna say like this: whether you're a man, woman, or whatever you are, please be careful whether you're in a relationship, friendship, does not matter. I'm gonna motivate you guys here a little bit. Please be careful, because unfortunately, there's a lot of people like that are like Billy out in the world, and you don't know whether he, she, or whoever, just be careful. If someone is making you feel bad or someone is pressuring you to do something they're not a good person for you, no matter how attractive they are, because they made Billy attractive, which is the whole point of this. Just be careful when people do that, especially in relationships, because people will try to get what they want from you, what they want out of you. So just be very, very careful on that. That's what makes his red flags so chilling. They're real. Yeah. Even though this is a movie and they make complete loopholes about it, like there's in the Scream franchise, spoilers ahead here. There's this movie in the movie. I'm gonna get tongue twisted with this. In the movie, there's a thing called the stab. Instead of scream, it's stab. So basically, after what happened to Sidney, basically they make a movie out of it called Stab, basically, instead of Scream. Even though you're watching a movie, there's a movie within a movie, which is very, very interesting, but it's just funny if you think about it. They're making a movie of what happened within the movie, which I think it's a classic. Alright, but be very careful, because these people do not care about you. They only care about themselves and trying to get away with what they can. Alright, let's keep going. Segment 3. What? Love, control, and psychosis. What drives Billy isn't just revenge, it's obsession. He sees love as possession and control as safety. Every word to Sidney, every fake apology is about maintaining dominance over his narrative. So, as I was saying, basically he was lying to Sidney's face all along that he wasn't the killer, making her feel bad for putting him, quote unquote, into custody, and framing this other guy that I'm thinking right now probably wasn't even a murderer at all. I probably am wrong though. About this other person killing his mother and not him, which supposedly he was the one that killed Sidney's mother. Anyway, he's so obsessed with having this clean, I'm a good guy, I would never, basically, and the thing about it is that he does defend, quote unquote, not literally, defend Sidney, which in reality he was basically doing that to save his own skin, making him, because basically in the first beginning of the movie, Sidney tends to be very naive about him, kind of in a little bit towards the beginning, but after she kind of starts putting the pieces together, she kind of realizes that, oh crap, I was right all along, but this dude was manipulating me, making me think I was wrong. And he kind of just says, why would you do this to me? I'm your boyfriend. I'm rolling my eyes here, but I would never do anything to you. You know that. Like, kind of also always using that, like, kind of as a manipulative tactic to make her feel bad, like saying, oh crap, I fired my own boyfriend for doing this. And manipulating the audience too, basically, in the beginning, once you kind of watch the movie 1,000 times, you figure out pretty quickly it is Billy pretty quickly. But yeah, that's what he's obsessed with Sidney, but also is obsessed with killing her for like I said, he puts his mama issues in front of above Sidney more than he cares about her. So, you know, but I think I'm just saying this, I think if he were never to find out about this, I think it would just be him subtly trying to have what with her. But like I said, he ended up cheating on her, which is no surprising. He's a textbook case of narcissistic delusion meeting emotional collapse, which he is very narcissistic now I'm thinking about it. And that final scene, if you guys know, you know. The moment the mask literally and metaphorically drops, we do not see a monster, but a broken boy turned predator. Yeah, basically towards the end he reveals Stu that there were both two of them and not just one. Yeah, it's kind of fascinating, because you guys know me by now. I love psychology, especially learning about, men's brains like that. I don't know why, but yeah, towards the very end of the film, he has this very iconic line, 3 very iconic lines that he says. One is, "What's the matter, Sidney? Looks like you have seen a ghost." That is one of his iconic lines. I think, there's another one that he says, "Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative." And I think even though he was using the voice changer of Ghost Mask, because the Ghost Mask is iconic for the voice changer, he only cares about himself and just, trying to look like the good guy. But eventually he just finds out like the gig is up, and he doesn't care about his good boy image after that. He's psychotic, but he's iconic though. Segment 4. What's final thoughts plus what's next? What Billy Loomis teaches us. Obsession disguised as love is the most dangerous kind. Pain left unchecked becomes destruction. And sometimes the scariest villains aren't demons, they're humans. Thank you for joining me for this Halloween special. Next week, we're diving into The Devils May Cry with a full Virgil solo analysis on November 2nd, exploring his pain, pride, and power. So yes, I want to say thank you all so much, and please let me know if you guys want to do a after the Virgil solo analysis, because I'm having my brain is gearing up. I'm thinking of probably doing a Scream franchise part 2 of Stu Macher, because if I already done Billy, I'm gonna probably do Stu Macher for episode 27. Who knows? But please let me know. I'm probably gonna do a horror playlist, because if you guys don't know, I'm a huge horror fan, especially of slasher films, of older slasher films as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love like supernatural stuff, but I do not mess with it. I don't watch it that much because your girl's a visual person, and she's a scaredy cat. I love horror, but I am a scaredy cat sometimes, and not sometimes. I'm all the time, but I love horror. But yeah, please let me know if you guys are up for a horror playlist. I might gonna do it anyway, because knowing me, I'm probably gonna do a part 2 of the Scream franchise with Stu Macher next. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys want to follow my socials, they're down in the description below. Let's see. Yeah, and happy Halloween if you guys celebrate it. Please be safe while you guys get candy, or you guys are either handing out. Be safe, have fun, and I hope when I mean by Halloween, even though it's not tomorrow, obviously, I know that, but this, since it's gonna be coming up, happy Halloween anyway. And truly have fun, and if you guys have other slasher films or anything like that, let me know and I'll take a look into it. Until then, lock your doors, trust your instinct, and stay spooky. Per usual, love y'all. Bye. Happy Halloween.